Well, while so much of the country is battling stage 6 load shedding, and Port Alfred has been exempt from load shedding, in Ladysmith and Kwazulu-Natal, they haven't had power for several days because the main substation in that area caught fire. That means there's been no water either. In fact, schools had to close because there's no water for learners. Children had to go home, although I don't know if there was much water for them at home either. Shamona Buthuram is a journalist at the Ladysmith Gazette. Shamona, good afternoon to you, and thanks for your time. I understand some of the power is coming back on now. How long has it been out for in Ladysmith?
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. Well, it is positive today because parts of the areas have received electricity this morning, but it went out on Sunday night and the entire town was pitch black, and some areas received that night, including my area, which is the Kwazulu side, but it's not looking good for the others because till now some is still not restored in the areas, but for some people it has been restored.
And water, I presume the water went out because the power went out.
Yes, so we have the Itigela plant in the Zakeni area, which is not far from Ladysmith, where they pump water. So when electricity is affected and when that goes off, the pumps cannot pump, and therefore the residents in the area don't have water at the moment.
We're seeing pictures now coming from, I think, your organisation about this fire. Do we know what caused the fire at the substation? Looks very dramatic.
It was very traumatic because this is the second substation in our area that had went up in flames. There was one earlier in my area, the Kwazulu area, that went up between, I can't really remember, I think it was February or March. And that was the first one that went up in fire, and this was the second one. And at this stage, we still don't know what caused the fire, so we're not too sure, but investigations have been carried out.
I mean, for this to have an impact on water as well, it's really serious. What's this been doing to people in the area? I mean, people can't even go to school.
Yeah, it's actually very traumatizing because businesses had to shut down. There's no revenue for businesses to make. 3 schools, including 2 primary schools in the area, had to close. But I believe that they are going to be opening tomorrow since the water is restored. But, people have faced a lot of damages. The mayor has visited yesterday, and he said that the damage cost to the substation, is between plus minus 20 million rand. So it's also a cost to our municipality as well as the residents in our town.
I mean, the problem, of course, is that the infrastructure will now be very fragile. Someone's probably had to bypass the substation. You can't fix a 20 million rand substation in just 3 days. So, I mean, the risk is this could all happen again, which must be very scary for you now.
It is actually very scary because that's exactly, you are correct, that's what they did. They have diverted cables from that substation to a little one next to it. So that is how power is restored to certain areas in, such as the CBD, in other parts of the areas like Edgerton, Observation Hill. But Limit Hill and Model Kloof still don't have electricity. So it's scary because they just have a backup that they running on at the moment. And of course, that's temporary.
And if people needed to get water, if people needed to charge a phone, what were people doing? Travelling to Newcastle?
Well, that's very coincidental because my office, the Ladysmith Gazette, has actually travelled to Newcastle yesterday and today just so that we could use our Newcastle offices, just so that we could get our servers and computers running. But we've got the Alimzat Foundation in Ladysmith that was very helpful to the community. They went out late at night yesterday, including today, giving out water to the community. So that's how people have received water.
Shamona Buthuram, thank you. A journalist at the Ladysmith Gazette. Really do appreciate the time.